Okay, false alarm, guys. Here I am again, Dave O'Connor, and technology. Day 1 of 21 of Mindset Momentum. So, as you are coming on live, I'd love to hear from you, of course. So, hey, how's it going? Just maybe key into the comments there where you're calling in from, and go ahead and if you're excited about this course, then hit the like or the love button and just let me know that you are here. So hey Claire, hey Marit, hey Elise, hey Mia, how's it going out there? I am calling in from beautiful sunny Vancouver, feeling blessed, feeling grateful, above all feeling excited to start this training with you, this course with you. So, hey from Finland, wonderful Claire from Worcester. So, oh, I love seeing all those hearts and likes coming in. It's so cool. It is so awesome. Back online, yes, fall start, we're ready to go. For real here now. Hey Lisa from sunny Cornwall, wonderful. Nicola. So yay. As you're coming on live, hey Nazma from London, very cool. Dahlia. So I get that it's sunny in the UK as well, eh? Cool. Tasneem, how's it going there? Andrea, how are you? Emma Defoe, how are you doing? Hope I pronounced that right, Emma. You're Bristol, right? So many familiar names, and gosh, I am so thrilled to be here. Let me tell you how this all came about. About 7 years ago, 8 years ago, I was doing these 21 days of action just on teleseminars. People would come on every day, and I was doing it for the network marketing community. I was doing it for people outside of network marketing and the personal development industry, entrepreneurs, and they basically would all come on the phone for 21 days, and it'd be a meeting of the minds, and I got phenomenal results. I mean, I have never got such good results, except for blueprints, bar blueprints. The most lasting results where people change their habits and change their behaviors by coming on the phone every single day and doing it for 21 days, that produced amazing results. Now, obviously, I stopped doing it live in about 2009, and then I put it all on automation a couple of years ago. So some of you maybe have done my 21 days of action course. I mean, key into the chat there, to the comments, if you've done my 21 days of action audio course before. So what I decided then is this year I wanted to do something really cool for my members of our Network Marketing Leadership Academy. It's our 1-year academy. And I said I'd love to do that 21 days, but I'd love to do it on video. I'd love to do it on webinar, get people on live again. And that's what I'm doing, the main course. Apart from this, I'm doing that later on. I'm doing that in a couple of hours. I'll have over 500-600 people on that, and a lot of people have paid a lot of money to come on that course. So, and then I decided, wouldn't it be really cool if I was to do a mini version for free for you guys around the world? And I was inspired by my friend Wes Linden. A lot of you are on Wes's course. He's doing his 79 days network marketing tips, right? So I said, God, I'm going to do this on Facebook Live, and let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do together, and let's have some fun. Let's make some changes. Let's get some habits in place, guys. And I personally just want to share my message, my life experiences, the wisdom I've learned from my life, and from the clients I've worked with and getting the results, and obviously learn from others as well. And that's why I do what I do. So just checking in again. Hey, Tracy from Colorado. Hey, Alan. Wonderful. Cheryl, fantastic. Hey, Tracy Payne. Hey, Dana from Vienna. So, there's a lot of things that I will talk about over the next 21 days that you will have heard before, okay? But here's the first point, that the real masters in life don't care whether they've heard it before. They question, you know what, have I applied it at a level of absolute excellence and consistency, right? Because there's a saying, right? To know and not to do is not to know at all. So these principles, you could say, are as old as the hills, okay? And we add in the next generation technologies, the neuroscience of today, hitting it from all these different angles, and I'll provide these little nuances that will just, these extra little tweaks that can move you forward. So again, if that sounds cool, hit the like or the love button. Margaret, you've got a great name there, Margaret Love. That's phenomenal. And here's the main reasons that I find that people actually fail. They fail to achieve the results they want. And by the way, just to let you know, this is for network marketers. I'm totally generic. There are people who have businesses outside of network marketing. Again, this is applicable for you as well. Start to use this, start to build up the habits. So the main reason that people are struggling is, number one, they lack focus, okay? They lack focus. Their mind is so distracted. We're in the age of massive distraction, right? It's happening right now, at this second, okay? As your mind wanders between your notifications coming in and you're looking at this thing and that thing. And I would just encourage you, just for this few minutes, just to get centered, get focused, and start to really take some notes. If you're listening to the recording of this, whether it's on the first day or whether we're midway through and you're just joining, same thing, right? Take plenty of notes. There's a saying, the palest ink is better than the best memory. Okay, so you'll retain information with the notes you take by up to 500 times more. So that's really cool. So people lack focus. We're going to be dealing with that. We're going to have, the theme will run through all of these lessons, okay? And any questions, that's great, Shelley. You can put some questions in there and they'll be answered throughout the course. Sometimes I'll answer them at the start of these sessions as well. And I'll look through obviously all the comments and everything as well during it. Also, people don't have, second reason that people struggle and fail, they don't have the right habits in place, okay, which is again primarily why I would do this course. So what we will cover over the next 21 days is putting the right habits into place, okay? Really developing those new practices, developing those new disciplines in your life, conditioning those new responses, those new actions, those new ways of thinking that will absolutely start to change your results, of course. Because the most powerful actions that you take in your life are those positive and negative things that you do that are a habit, that they're habitual, okay? And they're unconscious. And those habits are a result of wrong programming, right? They're a result of wrong programming, and people have their lives on a negative autopilot. We almost inherit these negative programs from our background, from our culture, and life then gets in the way, right? During this training, right, over these 21 days, life is going to get in the way. You're going to be distracted by all sorts of different things. And that's why I'm going to encourage you just to get onto these calls and just to make it a habit. You'll be amazed after 3 or 4 or 5 days how you're starting to gain momentum. That's why I call this mindset momentum. So checking in, so you're with me, you're excited, very cool. Melanie is watching from sunny Mallorca. Everywhere is sunny today, isn't that cool? I love that. Hey, Desiree. What you'll also find as well, guys, is that we have all these, how would I describe it? Minimized programs, I guess you describe it, okay? Taking up space in the subconscious mind. Did you ever think that you've dealt with certain issues, but they're in there and they're taking up this vital real estate inside of our subconscious. And we have these stored emotions, these emotions that are stored in the body, and they're pretty much a record of the past. Okay, so those stored emotions, they're a record of past experiences. And many people spend a lot of their time biologically in the past. So we've got to start to deal with that, to start to structure our thoughts and our thinking in a different way. Okay, because we have this amazing power inside of us. Many people watching this feel that they should be a lot further along in their business and in their life. Right? If you feel that way, hit the like or just say a yes into the comments there. And you know you've got this potential, you know you've got this incredible power, okay? But instead of having that power working for us, it's like an inbuilt success mechanism. And we almost have it working for us in a negative way, against ourselves, sabotaging our success, okay? So as soon as you put these habits in place and start to think in the right way, in an empowering way, you'll notice that things start to really turn around. You start to gain ground. Okay? I think, having these, or understanding the power of these negative habits and the power of these negative programs, I think that's why we go to these seminars and you get on a high, maybe at your company's convention or a personal development event, and it doesn't last. Okay, it tapers off after a few days or after a few weeks. But here's the cool thing. After about 21 days, your behaviors start to fall into the unconscious. So behavioral scientists often say it takes 21 days to form a new habit. Now, some research will say 30 days, 66 days, 90 days. I mean, we've all had the experience of even changing in an instant. Okay? Wouldn't that be so cool if we could, I could just say, sleep. Right? You woke up and you're at the next level of your business, or you'd overcome your problems. I wish it were that easy, okay? So some of those habits are very stubborn, okay? But building these healthy habits, I think the 21-day time frame is an optimum time frame, really. Hey, Mark Pridmore, great to see you, my friend. Hello, Anne. Hello, Sana. Hello, Ermeli from Finland. Amazing to have you all on this call. So great momentum comes from applying these positive and healthy, empowering habits. And I guess my job is to challenge you, to push you a little bit as a coach, and do that in an honoring way, okay? And then the third reason that people fail to really fulfill their potential in their business or move, and accelerate their success and achieve the results that they want is they haven't really decided to decide. Have you ever heard of that saying, decide to decide? Have you really decided that you're all in with your opportunity, with your business, with what you're doing in your life? Because most people, in my experience, they haven't. They have one foot in and they have one foot out. So I want to talk to you about that. I want to talk to you about what it takes to really follow through, what it really takes to get behind your goals. And I think you've got to get serious, right? And we've all had defining moments in our lives. I've had many defining moments, as you have as well. One that stands out in my mind, as a struggling salesman at 25 years old, not so long ago, I'm losing money week in, week out. I'm struggling. I'm driving. I take out a loan for this Alfa Romeo Sprint, which looked really cool, right, on the outside. But as the debt was piling up and I wasn't making any money and I was struggling, do you ever feel like there's something holding you back, even though you're apparently doing the right things, you're doing what people say you should be doing? And, weeks go by and I'm going more into debt. Months go by, I'm going more into debt. The company I'm with, they're labeling me the worst salesperson they've ever had. And my confidence is taking a hit, and my self-esteem is very, very low. And I'm driving this car into work every day, and every day I'm late, of course, another bad habit. And all these warning signs are coming up on the dashboard. And what do we do with the warning signs? We ignore them, right? And I had to ignore them because I couldn't afford to pay for any repairs to this car. So, looks great on the outside, falling apart on the inside, and that was the story of my life. And how many times do we ignore the warning signs on the dashboard of our life, right? And so anyway, the experience, dreaded experience after dreaded experience is happening, especially when I'm going to the ATM, and we all have that experience, and screaming back at us is insufficient funds, and your heart sinks, right? And just when I think it can't get any worse than this, I'm driving in at 9 o'clock, the busiest time, late as usual. I'm driving in this Sprint, this car, this Italian car, and I'm hurtling towards this roundabout, and the brakes fail. The brakes fail. I'm kind of pushing on the brakes, and nothing is happening. And I don't know if you've ever had this near-death experience, but my God, it was just, well, I thought that was it, right? Because this is a busy roundabout that I'm hurtling towards, and what do you do? I mean, what do you do in those moments? You got to literally, well, pray, turn it over to the universe. But I tell you, in that moment, but for the grace of God, I mean, no cars were coming around that roundabout. It was a miracle. I spun around really fast, and then the car naturally came to a halt. I pulled into the hard shoulder a few hundred meters down the road. And I was sweating. I burst out crying. I was so angry with myself. And it was there that I absolutely made a decision. You know what? This is not who I am. I'm really going to have to grow up, get serious, and I guess that propelled me onto this path of self-discovery. You know, I got really committed to understanding psychology, personal development, neuroscience, how my mind really worked, and I got committed to starting to really master some of these principles that I'll be sharing with you. Elite performance studies. I mean, I needed to figure out how to really up my game, you know, and to model the superachiever mindsets. You know, what is it that the masters of our world have figured out and the rest of us haven't, okay? At the time, I met this really cool mentor, which you will, right? I mean, someone who believes in you more than you believe in yourself. And like you, I'm blessed to have had many mentors along my journey. So what was your defining moment? You know? My friend Jerry Conti is on the call, and Jerry is such an awesome guy and has been a friend for years, and you know, one of the best and coolest networkers on the planet. So just a shout out to Jerry there. Yeah, Paula, same thing happened to you. I mean, always a sign. I mean, how often do we ignore these signs, right? So then things started to turn around because I just got serious and I made that decision. I got congruent, I got single-minded, okay? So generally speaking, if you said to me, well, how do I know if I'm all in? How do I know if I'm all in with the project that I'm working on, with the opportunity that I've dived into here, with my company? Well, I think there's a few things. I mean, when your ability to take consistent action becomes a habit. Okay, consistency, as you know, is absolutely everything. Something you do every day without even having to think about it. Okay, I think when you set those exciting goals, and I'll talk to you about that, how to really set goals properly before we finish here. They got to be realistic but challenging, right? Then again, you constantly challenge yourself. Like I love coming onto this call because I say to myself, "Whoa, let's go to the next level of being able to." Motivate, inspire, excite people, get the information across in a more impactful way. So I set myself that challenge, okay? When I think you decided when you take personal responsibility for your life, you know, for your life, your business, you know, that we're maybe currently living on the residual of our past thinking, feelings, actions, or non-actions, as the case can be. Okay, and we stop playing that victim game. I mean, back then, you know, when I almost, whatever you want to call it, I mean, went to the next dimension, driving that car, I was playing the victim game. Okay, so I've been there. We've all been there. I was blaming everybody. I was blaming the universe. I would just say, why me, God? Why me, universe? And I could hear this little voice saying, because it is you. Okay. I think as well, when you focus, I said that at the start, when you focus on what you want, on what's great within your life, even what's great about your journey so far, even the negative aspects of it, they've allowed you to grow, instead of what most people do in this day and age. And they think of what they don't want, what's going wrong. So I think that's hugely important. And again, that will be a huge theme of what runs through this here. So just checking in with you guys. Are you hearing me? And are you seeing me clearly? And technology is working fine. And again, hit the like or the love button if you are resonating with some of this. Again, beautiful day here in Vancouver. I'm feeling so excited, so grateful, so blessed to be here with you guys. And thank you, Nikki. Thank you for the kind words. And I think when you add more value, right, as a habit and not as a selective exercise, then again, I think you've made that decision. You know what? I am all in with this. There's no turning back. I'm really going for this. Yeah, and I think when you show initiative, when you seize the moment, every day you're gonna raise the bar, aren't you? You're gonna ask for the opportunities, and the universe is going to give you the opportunities. So it's who are you going to be when those opportunities appear? You've got to train yourself. And again, we'll do a whole session on that. Because over this 21 days, we're going to do everything from learning how to focus more, learning how to visualize, which is tomorrow, one of my favorite areas ever. Learning how to put those habits into place, learning how to release what doesn't serve you, learning how to model the mindsets of the masters, learning how to dive deeper and overcome those challenges and obstacles, and how to persist and how to persevere, and how to just use your mind so that it's your best friend and not your worst enemy. Okay? Amazing, amazing. So again, you'll just find that you'll get whatever you need to get out of these little recordings or lessons or whatever you want to call those. And I think then really deciding to decide above all else is getting clear on your vision and having that vision for success. So I'd like to ask you here, what is your definition of success? I mean, again, maybe key that in to the comments section, okay? Because it's a fact that many so-called successful people make a lot of money, but their relationships are falling apart or are deeply unhappy inside themselves, and for me, that's not real success, right? And then people can reach their goals and are completely burnt out, but again, I don't think that's true success, is it? And then on the flip side, there are people who claim to be really spiritual, and they're always broke. So in my definition is it's living life on your own terms in all of the key areas, right? In your health, in your happiness, in your relationships, in your business, in your finances, and in your spiritual connection with yourself. And I think one thing about successful people is, and modeling them and marveling, I guess, at where I have come from. I just kind of thank life for the life I live now, but marveling at the obstacles I've had to overcome. But I think, like I said, people just look in the mirror and say one day, you know what? I'm done watching other people live the life of their dreams, okay? I'm going to live the life of my dreams. I'm going to really go for this now. So that's great. Success, happiness, inner peace, inner wealth. What's going on the inside is what's going on the outside, I should say, is a true reflection of what's going on the inside. Would you agree? Harvey says, living the life that you envision. Mark says, having that life of balance. Yeah, and I think it's abundance, isn't it? A life of balance and abundance, so that you can really live, hopefully, with inspiration and as an example, right? So that other people, again, can leave down their limitations and succeed as well. Carol says the freedom to give myself my time without worrying about the cost. Yes, freedom. Colette says freedom. Absolutely. You know, freedom is the name of the game, isn't it? So often people say, no, if I had this amount of money, then I would feel successful. But I always say, no, no, no. Feel successful ahead of the experience. Feel happy now, even if it's, and I know, you know, we could be anything but in the midst of so many challenges. But how do you find that happiness and that excitement and maintain that through the challenges? That's the art. Okay, that's the skill. Mary Lynn Jones, amazing to see you. Peace of mind, yes, and freedom to do what you want to do. So you can see, again, people have these similar values in and around what success is. And then I think you've got to really get clear, right? Get clear on your vision, okay? I think the primary components of vision are, and I call this my alchemy formula for success, but briefly, you take your goals, whether it's a long-term vision and your short-term goals, and you get really clear on the end outcome, of those goals. You make it exciting as well. Those goals have got to excite you, they've got to scare you, they've got to make the hair stand up in the back of your neck, give you those goosebumps, okay? That's ultimately what's going to allow you to do the things that, you know, maybe you know you should be doing, that you're fearing right now. And then I think one of the primary components of achieving any goal and ultimately achieving your vision is, well, it's who you need to become in order to achieve those goals. Okay? Who you have to evolve into. Does that make sense? And, you know, you need to be that person who is fun to work with, who, again, is always striving for the next level, has that commitment to continuous improvement. Okay? So you got to ask yourself those questions. You know, what's the vision for my life? And I encourage you to write it down, right? Listen to this again and write it down. What do I want my life to be like, long term and short term? And I'll break that down in a moment. Where do I want to live? How do I want to contribute? What kind of relationships do I want to build? Okay? And again, what are the qualities of the type of person that you want to become? And build into your vision, by the way, that you're going to help a lot of people, that you're going to not just take care of your own and your family's needs, but that you're actually going to get out there and you're going to make a bigger difference to people in the world by inspiring them. And that, again, is a huge component of bringing about your goals faster. Okay? And then you're changing the inner blueprint, or the inner, it's called autopilot sometimes. And again, I'm going to teach you a bit on how to do that. And then I think one of the main components, after you've set your goals, after you've got clarity and they've excited you, is that you've got to let go and detach. In other words, you know, there's nothing drives your goals further away than desperation, okay? So I like to call that a cool state of detachment. And that means learning to manage your emotions more, which we'll dive deeper into in some of the lessons here. Because we broadcast different states of being on a moment-to-moment basis, okay? And often we don't have any control over those, yeah? So, so what I would encourage you to do then, guys, is for this 21-day challenge is to write out your goals and why you want them. And I would probably encourage you to start with your vision. You know, I like to do a 5-year vision. You know, what does your ultimate life and lifestyle look like? But then you're going to solely concentrate on getting some results in this 21 days. All right? So I would suggest that you write out anywhere from 1 to 3 personal goals that you'd like to achieve for this 21-day period, and 1 to 3 professional goals. The reason why I say 1 to 3 is because if you're up and running and achieving goals and you've got momentum already in your business, then I think just go all out. I mean, set more than one goal. If you're struggling right now and you've been stuck for a while in your business and your life, just even setting one professional goal and one personal goal is really going to make a massive difference to you over these 21 days. So, and I would suggest you write it down. Don't just type it into your phone. Yeah, sure, I'd love to, see what some of you want to achieve. For sure, you can share it, and we'll see the results. That's the exciting thing. We're going to see the results evolve over this 21 days. I'm so excited. Are you? I'm really, really, really excited about this. And again, write it down, what you want to have change, the outcome that you want with clarity, why you want it to happen. And I'd write it down every day if I were you during this, okay? And do this inner work every day until it's become a habit, all right? It's got to become a conditioned habit. And then this, call it this little kind of get-together, this meeting of the minds. This is going to be, we'll measure the progress every day. And that's what I want you to do. I encourage you to get a journal, and every night that you just measure your progress on a daily basis, okay? You can, and I'll encourage you to use a self-rating system because that allows you to track your progress and identify the areas where you can improve. So that's our first live broadcast, and I hope that you're on board and you have decided to join me for this training. And I deliberately have chosen, I guess, this month of August to do it because for some inexplicable reason, people can tend to fall asleep, can't they? They can tend to take their eye off the ball. And, there's no vacation from thinking, right? You're going to be thinking every moment of every day. So there's no holiday from that. So I think this is an ideal time to really create that momentum so that you can really finish the year strong. Okay? And for some people, it just means, guys, you just got to get in the game. Like I say, for me, initially starting out, we all fear putting ourselves out there, but I just wanted to get my message out there, share those experiences in my life, and share a good positive message about life so that, you can face your day in a more motivated and inspired way. And even though we're going to define and get clarity on the outcomes, let's detach from the worry of those outcomes, okay? So get out there and start to do what you're doing with that spirit of joy and that energy, and let's see where it goes, okay? And that's what I love about this. I mean, we get on, we do it live every day, and as I say, this is the one thing, apart from the blueprints that I do with people, that has made the most lasting difference in creating new empowering habits in people's businesses and lives. So let's do this, yeah? And so again, if you have enjoyed this introduction, and we will progressively move to deeper levels, guys, and have a lot of fun doing this. But if you do, please hit the share button, share it with your team, share it with your colleagues. Let's get a lot of people involved in this, and let's make some magic happen. So very, very cool, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and we shall talk. Generally, it'll be in around the same time if you're on live every evening for people in the UK, lunchtime for people in the US, or on Pacific Standard Time as I am. And share your comments below as well if you're just listening to a recording of this. And thank you for all the love and the likes. Thank you so much, and we shall talk very soon. Bye for now, everyone.